Clara Pembroke stood quietly at the edge of the garden, clutching a small, weathered music box wrapped carefully in soft velvet. The Pembroke family reunion was in full swing on the sprawling estate in Devon. All around her, relatives mingled, their laughter ringing through the crisp spring air. Everyone wore the green Pembroke scarves, a symbol of belonging, except Clara. She wore a simple blue dress, feeling more like a visitor than a member of the family. Aunt Rose noticed her immediately. With a sharp smile, she approached and said, "Clara dear, that music box is hardly something for you. You should leave it alone." Her words were like ice, cutting through the warmth of the afternoon. Clara's mother, Evelyn, said nothing but glanced away, avoiding her daughter's eyes. Clara's fingers tightened around the box. Why was the music box forbidden? Why had it been kept a secret? The questions grew louder in her mind as the evening shadows stretched across the garden. Just then, the melody from the music box began to play softly, the tune unfamiliar but hauntingly beautiful. Eyes turned toward Clara, curiosity mixed with unease. The secrets of the Pembroke family had begun to stir. The soft notes of the music box filled the garden as Clara slowly lifted the lid, revealing the delicate mechanism inside. The melody was haunting and sweet, unlike anything she had ever heard before. She looked around, noticing the uneasy glances exchanged by the family members. Aunt Rose's lips pressed tightly together, her eyes sharp and unyielding. "Stop playing that," Aunt Rose said firmly, stepping closer. "That music is not for you, Clara. It belongs to another time, another story. It should stay buried." Clara's heart raced. She had spent her entire life feeling invisible, a shadow among the Pembroke family. Yet this small box had found its way into her hands. Why now? Why was it suddenly so important to keep it hidden? Her mother, Evelyn, finally spoke, her voice low and hesitant. "It's complicated, Clara. That melody holds memories no one is ready to face." Memories. The word echoed in Clara's mind. What memories could a simple tune carry? She wanted to ask more, to understand why the music was forbidden, but the tension in the air stopped her. The garden party continued around them, laughter and chatter masking the secret that now hung between Clara and her family like a thick fog. Later that evening, Clara retreated to the old library in the mansion, the velvet-wrapped music box clutched tightly. She began searching through dusty books and faded photographs, hoping to find a clue to the melody's origin. Among the yellowed pages, she discovered a portrait of a young woman holding the very same music box. The woman's eyes seemed sad yet hopeful. Underneath the photo, a faded inscription read, "Eleanor Pembroke, 1924. Keeper of the Lost Song." Clara's breath caught. Who was Eleanor? Why was she called the Keeper? And what was the lost song? A sudden knock at the door startled Clara. It was her mother. "You should not dig too deep, Clara," Evelyn warned gently. "Some secrets are better left alone." But Clara knew she couldn't stop now. The music box was more than a forgotten trinket. It was a key to a story waiting to be told. The next morning, Clara awoke with the melody still echoing in her mind. She could not shake the feeling that the music box was calling her deeper into the Pembroke family's hidden history. Determined to learn more, she returned to the library, this time with a notebook to record every detail. As she flipped through an old leather-bound journal she found among the books, Clara read the faded handwriting of Eleanor Pembroke. The entry spoke of love, loss, and a secret romance that had been kept hidden from the family for decades. Eleanor had written about a forbidden relationship with a man from outside their social circle, a union that had threatened to tear the Pembroke legacy apart. Clara felt a strange connection to Eleanor's words, as if the music box had bridged the gap between past and present. Yet, every revelation seemed to deepen the mystery. Why had Aunt Rose insisted the music, and its story, be hidden? And why had her mother been so reluctant to speak of it? Later that day, Clara confronted Aunt Rose in the grand hall. The older woman's face tightened with disapproval. "You should leave the past where it belongs," Rose warned, her voice low and cold. "Digging into old wounds will only bring pain." But Clara was resolute. "I deserve to know the truth. We all do." Rose's eyes softened for a moment, revealing a flicker of sadness before she turned away. Clara realized this secret weighed heavily on everyone, not just her. That night, Clara's dreams were filled with Eleanor's song, a haunting melody weaving through the corridors of the Pembroke estate, guiding her towards answers she never expected. The following days were filled with restless searching. Clara wandered through the estate's vast gardens, the same gardens where Eleanor Pembroke had once walked, perhaps whispering the very secrets Clara was desperate to uncover. The scent of blooming roses mingled with the chill of early morning mist, creating an atmosphere thick with memories. One afternoon, while exploring a secluded corner of the garden, Clara discovered an overgrown path she had never seen before. The trail wound beneath ancient oak trees, their twisted branches forming a natural archway. At the path's end, hidden behind thick ivy, was a small stone bench and a weathered plaque bearing Eleanor's name. Clara's fingers traced the inscription, "To Eleanor, whose song will live forever in the hearts of those who listen." A sudden rustling in the bushes startled her. Turning sharply, Clara found Aunt Rose standing there, her expression unreadable. "You've found the place," Rose said quietly. "This garden holds the memories we all try to forget." Clara felt the weight of those words, heavy as the humid air around them. "Why keep this hidden?" she asked softly. Rose sighed deeply. "Because some wounds never truly heal. Eleanor's story is one of love and betrayal, and it changed us all." Clara nodded, understanding that her quest was no longer just about a music box or a lost melody. It was about healing the fractured history of a family long haunted by its past. As twilight fell, the garden seemed to whisper secrets only the night could hear. Clara knew the next steps would be the hardest yet. That evening, back inside the mansion, Clara's curiosity would not be quelled. She returned to the library once more, her eyes scanning the shelves for any overlooked clues. Among the faded books, she noticed a small, dusty envelope tucked behind a row of old volumes. With trembling hands, Clara pulled the envelope free and carefully opened it. Inside was a letter written in Eleanor's elegant handwriting, dated nearly 70 years ago. The words revealed a secret promise. Eleanor had hidden a precious family heirloom somewhere on the estate, hoping one day it would be found by someone worthy. Clara's heart quickened as she read Eleanor's final lines. "To the one who listens with the heart, the past will reveal itself." Determined, Clara searched the letter for hints. There was mention of a place where the music lingers and shadows dance at dusk. She thought immediately of the garden bench she had found, where the plaque honored Eleanor's memory. As she rose to leave, a faint creak echoed through the room. Clara spun around to see Aunt Rose standing in the doorway, her face grave but softer than before. "You are close, Clara," Rose said quietly. "But be warned, uncovering the truth may come at a cost." Clara nodded, aware now that this journey was not just about uncovering family secrets, but also confronting the pain that those secrets had caused. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the Pembroke estate, Clara returned to the garden bench. The air was cool and heavy with the scent of roses, the same roses Eleanor had cherished so long ago. The soft light of dusk seemed to breathe life into the garden's secrets. Clara knelt beside the stone bench, her fingers searching the moss-covered base. Suddenly, her hand brushed against something hard and metallic hidden beneath the greenery. With effort, she pulled out a small ornate box, intricately carved with the Pembroke family crest. Her heart raced as she lifted the lid, revealing a delicate silver locket inside. Engraved on its surface was a musical note, the same symbol from the music box that had first caught her attention. Clara opened the locket, revealing a tiny portrait of Eleanor and a folded piece of paper. The note inside read, "For the one who listens with an open heart, the truth shall set you free." A rustle startled her, and she turned quickly to see Aunt Rose approaching, her expression a mixture of sorrow and acceptance. "This locket belonged to Eleanor," Rose said softly. "It holds the key to the family's healing." Clara felt a surge of emotion, realizing that the past and present were intertwined in ways she had never imagined. The journey was far from over, but she had taken a step closer to understanding. The garden was silent again, but the weight of the secrets it held lingered in the fading light. The night had fallen over the Pembroke estate, wrapping the mansion in a blanket of stars. Clara sat by the fireplace in the great hall, the silver locket resting gently in her palm. The soft glow of the fire illuminated her thoughtful face as she pondered the significance of the musical note. Determined to unlock the locket's full secret, Clara took out the small piece of paper from inside and read it again. "For the one who listens with an open heart, the truth shall set you free." She realized the message was a call to listen, not just with her ears but with her soul. Moving toward the grand piano in the corner, Clara carefully opened its lid. As her fingers touched the keys, a gentle melody filled the room, one that seemed hauntingly familiar. Suddenly, The notes from the piano intertwined with the memory of the music box tune she had heard earlier. It was the same melody Eleanor had loved, the one that had bound their family through time. With each note, Clara felt the presence of Eleanor's spirit guiding her, urging her to uncover what had been hidden for so long. The music became a bridge, connecting past and present, pain and healing. A soft knock at the door interrupted her reverie. Aunt Rose stepped inside, carrying an old journal. "This belonged to Eleanor," Rose said, handing the book to Clara. "It holds the final part of her story." Clara opened the journal with care, ready to face whatever truths awaited her. Clara stayed up late into the night, reading Eleanor's journal by the flickering firelight. The pages revealed stories of love, loss, and sacrifice. A tale of a woman who had fought to protect her family's legacy amid hardship and heartbreak. One entry stood out. Eleanor had written about a final hope, that future generations would find peace and forgiveness where once there was only pain. She confessed her mistakes, her regrets, and her deep longing for reconciliation. As dawn broke over the Pembroke estate, Clara stepped outside to the garden, the silver locket warm in her hand. The first light of morning bathed the roses in a golden glow, and for a moment, she felt a calmness she had never known. Aunt Rose joined her silently. "The past has been heavy," she said quietly, "but it is up to us to choose what we carry forward." Clara looked at the locket and then at the blooming garden. She understood now that the true inheritance was not land or riches, but the courage to forgive and to heal. The old mansion stood proudly behind them, a symbol of endurance and hope. Their family story was far from over. It was only just beginning.